Welcome to Ecclesia Principles, a biblical strategy for believers to engage in God's design for government with Ray Eppard.
Hello, good to be with you again today. We're looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 20, and it says this, "Now then, we are ambassadors for Christ. As though God were pleading through us, we implore you, on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God." Now, at this point, we're ambassadors. We hear that, and I'm not wanting to dive into that too much. We'll do that another day. But today, I'm really wanting to talk about the reconciliation. And notice this, that Paul here is saying he's imploring the church. We implore you on Christ's behalf to be reconciled to God. Church world basically thinks you're saved, you're lost, and there is nothing else to look at. But in reality, once you get saved, you are reconciled to God for your eternal destiny, but there's still a lot of areas of your life that have to be reconciled. Now, today I want to talk about what reconciliation is, what it is, because we have to have a basic understanding of this, and far too often we Christianize things. We just put it within the framework of religion. Well, the word reconciliation, that's a worldly term, and it has a meaning. Now, Paul is using it relative to our relationship with God, but so often we miss stuff because we just take the Christianized version of it. Reconciliation, and with this is something that a lot of younger people graduating from high school and everything today really have not had the blessing of reconciling a checkbook. Oh, I remember the day. You couldn't check your account online. Once a month you got a statement. You took your check, the register that you'd been writing things down in, and you had to reconcile it. Reconciling that statement meant you went through the little process, and once your statement was reconciled, then your register, what you had and what the bank had, would say the same thing. At that point, when they both said the same thing, the account was reconciled. When there was a discrepancy, when your register showed you had X amount of money, but the bank said, no, this is how much you have, on their statement that they sent you. And one time I actually did find an error in the bank's statement, but that was rare. Most of the mistakes were mine. And you see, when it comes to being reconciled to God, it does start with salvation. God says Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. The word God says that he is Lord. We have to say the same thing about Jesus that God says to be saved. But in the other areas of life, we still have to be reconciled. If God is saying one thing, but we're saying something else, then we're not reconciled to God in that area. And if you would, there's a lot of people who are not reconciled to God in the political realm. Well, no, that's off limits to God. No, God has things to say about issues. And if we're saying something different than what God is saying, then in that area, we're not reconciled to God on that issue. Think about it. God bless you. Have a great day.
Facebook on our Ray Eppard pages. This program was brought to you by Victory Worship Center and World Outreach. Services Sunday 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 200 Hammond Lane, Stanton, Virginia.